Oh, here's the trick question.
Sorry, I wasn't exactly. Any outlets?
No, okay, don't block any doors. Okay, yeah. Oh, well, like I say, yeah, don't put it in front of a radiator. But you know, a lot of times people have small apartments, older buildings with small apartments. Just like here tonight, we're a little cramped and crowded. A lot of times people will say, well, we'll put it in front of the front door. We got the back door we can go out of. Well, if you're in the living room and you have a fire, you're probably not going to use the front door anyway. But if there's a fire in the kitchen, and now you got the Christmas tree in front of the front door, you're going out a window. So hopefully you're on the first floor.
Right.
So you might have to take a chair, a couch or something out, relocate it someplace, but just make sure that exits are not blocked by the trees. Like I said, Christmas does present its own set of problems for fire safety. And we should always make sure that everybody is reminded of it. This is why every year that I always like to do the show. You heard it again. Some people probably say, oh, there he is, he's doing a safety show.
Most of the viewers can probably do it by now.
Right.
I think on the 10th year, you should have a contest for 2 viewers to come on and host this show.
Good idea.
I think that's what you should do.
Okay, when I went in to get the mics from Nate, I said to him, Nate, do you think you can do the show? He goes, yeah, UL label, don't use candles.
Yeah. I asked him if he would do it for me, but he doesn't seem to want to.
Okay, speaking of candles, if you've been watching my show for the past 8.5 years.
You know, candles is a word we should never use.
Right.
Unless followed.
Okay, we have one person that solidly supports us, Nancy Rogers. She's a firm believer, just like I am, about candles. And okay, good. Go back to that shot again, Nancy, please. Okay, we'll be back there in a minute anyway. No, that's okay. We'll be going back in a minute. That's okay. If you're going to use okay, good. You see there, I have the real candles, and I have the plug-in ones, and the plug-in ones. The plug-in candles, they were good, but they got the new ones now that are battery operated. Right. And those are scented. Like people go, oh gee, I want to smell the candle and I want to see the flickering of the flame. Well, that one there, the scented ones, you can get them to any type scent you want. And they flicker. You know, we really can't have it going here because there's so much lights here in the studio. You wouldn't see it anyway. Like we have those other 2 candles on, and it looks like they're off, but they really are on. But you know, people use candles in power failures, and we're going to have power failures. We've had a couple bad ones this year. We had it with Hurricane Irene. We had it with the storm in October. And Nick Kosh and I are always talking, you think it was bad this year? It's only going to get worse. So people run down, they buy candles. In case we have a power failure, we have to use our candles. Well, imagine if we have a power failure during the Christmas season and people have candles.
Next to their trees.
Yeah, right, yeah. Oh, I'm sure there'll be people that would do it. I'm sure there'll be people that would do it. Oh, well, we got these nice candles here for Christmas anyway, we might as well use them. There's another modern invention called?
Flashlights.
Right. So that's what people should use. Flashlights, batteries. Okay. Make sure that you have working smoke detectors. When we get over there, we're going to go through that with you. I'm just going to go through all this because it's kind of hard for us to maneuver back there. You should have working smoke detectors all the time, not just around Christmas time. Change the batteries how often?
That's here.
When?
Oh, wait. Change it.
When you change.
Oh, change your clocks, change your batteries.
Right, exactly.
I thought for a minute you said check.
Yeah, okay, and you check them?
Once a month.
Right, exactly. But especially during the holiday season, you should check them. CO detectors. And there's a big thing on CO. detectors. There's Public Act 05-161, an act requiring the installation of carbon monoxide detectors in all new residential buildings. It was presented earlier this year. I'm not quite sure on what actually happened with it. I'll have to call my good friend Senator Joe Markley, and in fact he's going to be coming on my show at the beginning of the year, hopefully. We've talked about it, and maybe we could talk about that too. But just like Nick and I were talking about, any new homes should have generators, should be state code that there be an outside generator installed properly during construction. Should be smoke detectors. I push for residential sprinklers and the CO detectors. Okay, in fact, there was a fire just yesterday. I saw it on the news this morning in Fairfield, Connecticut. Down in Fairfield County, where all the rich people live.
Let's not be stereotypical, Dad.
Yeah, well, guess what? This home had no smoke detectors. And there was a mother and her 12-year-old son. Luckily, they did get out. They got out okay. The Christmas tree was up. The presents were underneath. All the Christmas stuff is gone, and there's heavy damage to the house. They will not be in the house for Christmas.
Why would the presents be under the tree now?
I guess Santa Claus takes care of the rich people first.
Dad,
I don't know.
That's all.
Okay, and when Santa Claus does come, drops off toys and presents, a lot of stuff.
He's skipping our house, right?
Yes. A lot of stuff requires batteries. But you know, when you go get stuff, I don't think Santa Claus has batteries up at the North Pole. So a lot of times you open up stuff and batteries required.
Oh yeah, batteries not included.
Not included, right.
It's because they don't want to pay for them.
So what do? They run to the smoke detector and take the battery out and put them in. That's why I say there should be a battery that only operates in the smoke detector. This way here, you can't use it in anything else.
Yeah, I used to do inspections all the time, and you would ask where their battery was, and you're like, oh, it's in this electronic or this toy or whatever.
Yeah, it's in my video game. Yeah. I go over. I say, I'm going to test your smoke detector. The kid says to me, don't bother checking it. I got the battery in my video
controller
game.
right now.
Yeah.
I'm on level 123.
Yeah. He's on the 3rd floor of a wood frame building in Bridgeport with a smoke detector and no battery. But he's got his video game going. Okay, and if you're having overnight guests, and a lot of people do have overnight guests visiting, make sure you tell them the rules. Rules meaning if there's a fire, get out, where the closest exit, and where the meeting point is. Everybody should have a meeting point where the whole family meets under the big oak tree, over by the driveway, in the garage in the back. Tell everybody, okay, you're staying here. This is what we want you to know. Okay, I think we can go over there now, Kyle.
You think?
If we can get over without killing ourselves with all these wires. See, we're teaching fire safety, but we're going to get killed here by falling on the wires.
Uh-huh.
And people, anybody have any questions or comments, call in 753-7593, and we will be glad to assist you with any complaints or problems, questions. Okay, and this is something I want to talk about too. A lot of people have portable heaters. A lot of people don't have their furnace up too high because they can't afford the high price of heating oil. You know, the U.S. Congress, House and Senate this past weekend, they just passed a $1 trillion budget because they're running short. They're running out of money before the end of the fiscal year, which isn't until next year, 2012. So they had to pass another bill for $1 trillion, but it's at our expense because they're taking $1 billion out of assistance to people for fuel assistance and heat. So people are using these little portable heaters.